Sup, Buzznet? In reference to the podcast, here again.
I am Heather.
I'm Amanda. And it's Freaky Friday.
It is Freaky Friday.
It's so freaky up in here.
I don't want to restart. Stop.
Stop it.
Run, stop.
Alright, hit us with those onions. Let's peel them away.
Alright. In case anybody forgot, we're doing the Red Onion Saloon. Which they don't ever say why. Like, there's no reason as to why they...
Oh, I thought you meant why you were covering this episode.
No,
I was like, whoa, I hope it's paranormal. Or freaky in some way.
Well, it's freaky. But yeah, they don't say why it's called that.
Maybe they just really like red onions, which I can relate.
Maybe. It's in Alaska, so who knows?
Oh, okay. Well, Alaska's not the least populated state, P.S.
It is not. Neither is Montana.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Oh, hey, I've been ready.
I use the alaskalife.com.
Whoa.
Hauntedrooms.com. Shocker. Red Onion Saloon Hauntings.wordpress.com. And a video on YouTube from Jeremy Kirk F, where I got a lot of the info. That's his username.
Oh, okay. I'm like, that's his full name.
No,
his birth certificate is like first name Jeremy, middle name Kirk, last name F.
No. It was a video of a tour. I found this one because I was trying to find places, so I just googled the top haunted place in every state.
Nice.
This, if you guys haven't figured it out, this one is about the Red Onion Saloon.
What?
It is located...
in Alaska?
It is in Alaska.
Wow. Fairbanks, Alaska?
No.
Juneau?
No.
Anchorage?
No.
Oh, well,
You're never gonna guess it.
Yeah, those are the only places I know.
Sitka?
Oh, yeah, duh.
That's not where it's at, though.
Oh.
I was just... I was gonna say, I'm like, I know you know Sitka because it's from the proposal.
Ugh, I would love to go there with Ryan Reynolds. Preferably.
I was gonna say, I was like, only if there's some the stripper from the bar.
No, I don't want that.
Alright. It's located in the southeast town of Skagway.
That was my next guess, guys.
It's on the corner of 2nd and Broadway. It was built in 1897 and was open for business in 1898. The Red Onion Saloon was once known as the finest brothel in Skagway during the Klondike Gold Rush.
How many were there?
I didn't say. The original building still stands today, though it is slightly altered.
Okay.
It was originally on 6th and State Street, which is 4 blocks down and 1 block over from its current location. It was moved in
Oh, I was going to ask if they just picked it up and moved it.
Oh, I have in here how they moved it.
Oh, okay.
It was moved in 1914 to be closer to the train station that was new for better business.
Oh.
They put the building on 4 rolling logs and pulled it with 1 horse.
What?
I don't know how they got it on the logs.
Wow.
But they put it on 4 rolling logs and pulled it with 1 horse, with the strongest men pushing it from the back.
Yeah, they were tapping it from the back, damn.
Once the house was finally back on the ground, they quickly realized that the back door was where the front door should be. They put the whole house down backwards.
That's what he said.
So to fix this problem, because they're like, oh, you know, like, or like the first thing you see when you go off the train, you can have the back door facing.
I don't know. I don't know what's uglier, the back door or the front door.
So to fix their problem, they cut the front and back off of the building and swapped them.
What the fuck?
It worked because it's still that way today, and during the tour, they show you where the cut lines are at in the floor.
Oh my gosh.
So they just, like, nailed it back to the building.
All because they didn't want the back door facing the train station.
Yep. I'm like, we'll just cut it off and flip it around, it's fine.
Yikes. Alright.
Once the house was... Oh, nope.
Nope, we already said that.
The second floor of the first floor was the saloon. The second floor was a brothel. It consisted of 10 rooms, called crib rooms, that the women slept/worked in.
Oh, okay.
The madam was the one in charge, had a much larger room, while the other 9 were very small. The beds they had were 3/4 the size of a standard twin bed.
Oh, jeez.
So, very narrow.
Yeah, yikes. Or very short.
No, like, width-wise.
You didn't say that. You didn't specify.
Width-wise. So, like, what? That'd be, like, 2.5 feet?
Oh, that'd be about what I have every night in my queen-size bed.
That's because of Brody.
Yeah. 60-pound dog takes up 6 feet. I don't know how big my bed is. It's not 6 feet.
Maybe long, but not wide.
Yeah.
When the brothel was open, the bar used what they called the doll system.
Oh.
Which meant that there was a doll for each of the women who worked there.
Oh.
Men would choose which woman they wanted to spend their time with by picking a doll. When a woman was occupied, her particular doll was placed on its back. And once the man came back down to the bar, the doll was sat back up.
That is weird. It's almost like voodoo dolls.
They're like, oh, nope, she's on her back. You can't have her yet.
That's so weird. I don't like that. I don't like when...
Well, actually said that it's like, that was very common back then.
I'm sure it was, but I don't like it.
It's weird.
It's like Juice wearing tights.
I don't like it.
I don't like that.
Women tried to stay in the brothel, like, only long enough to save up enough money to live comfortably. Normal, like, jobs that women were allowed to have only paid up to $3 a day, and the cost of living at that time was about $6 a day. The women at the brothel would charge $5 an hour for their company.
Wow. They make it big.
Yeah. They would tip their madam 50% and the bouncer 25%. They did this because the madam took care of everything. They had a roof over their heads, food on the table, and a weekly clothing allowance. And the bouncer made sure that they stayed safe. They ended up with $1.25 of pure profit per man that they entertained, and who knows how many they had within a day.
Wow.
The most known woman who was in the brothel was known as Diamond Lil Davenport.
Hey.
She was 6 foot tall and weighed 200 pounds, which was very uncommon then. She had worked in Chicago and Montana before going to Alaska. She was known for being very confident and always, like, draped in diamonds and, like, fancy.
Oh.
She used this to her advantage because while in Skagway, she charged $100 an hour or $1,000 a night, and men paid it.
Wow.
She also demanded 3 things in order to be allowed to see her. First, they had to have a letter of recommendation.
Okay.
Second was a current and clean bill of health.
Okay.
And lastly was a copy of their bank statement.
Oh. Homegirl knew what she wanted.
But then she actually, whenever she made enough, she moved to Seattle, I think. Is what it said.
Good for her.
And, because this was, like, on the tour, and the lady's like, and guess what she did? She's like, she made her first mistake, and somebody's like, they're like, she fell in love, and she's like, oh, did that happen to somebody in here? And the guy was like, he was a gambler and, like, spent all of her money, and she ended up spending the rest of her life, like, scrubbing floors because he took all her money.
Yikes.
I saw that and I was like, oh, that means don't get in a relationship.
Nope. Yes, ma'am.
Today, the Red Onion Saloon and brothel brings a lot of tourists during the summer. The town's population of around 1,000 nearly doubles, so they're just with workers so they can have enough people to cope with the over 900,000 tourists that visit the area.
Wow.
You can get to Skagway by taking the South Klondike Highway from Canada, or you could get there by plane, boat, or train. It is one of the most popular attractions in the town. You can enjoy the food and drink of the saloon while you wait for your tour. You have to walk up creaky stairs to get to the brothel museum. And they have paintings on the wall representing the women who used to work there. They have... The museum is full of antiques and stuff remaining from the gold rush. One such item is a piece of lingerie from a woman they believe to be named Lydia. They said, like, she's like, the lady was talking about, like, it was like a dress. And she's like, you can see, she's like, this is all see-through. She's like, because it's not a dress. It's lingerie. And they said that, like, they have it laying, it looks like it's in, like, a glass coffin.
Huh.
And they said they have to have it laying down because it weighed, like, 15 pounds.
Wow.
So they had to have it laying down so it didn't break anything. And then speaking of Lydia, that brings us to the paranormal stuff.
Ooh, yeah. Time to get spooky.
Spooky. On the tour, it said that Lydia contracted a venereal disease and took her own life in her crib room. Which I always thought that's really creepy that that's what they call it.
Yeah, it makes it sound like a baby should be in there.
Despite her gruesome end, most women describe feeling gentle caresses on their face and smelling fresh-cut lilacs, which was her perfume of choice.
Okay.
Men, on the other hand, get a different experience. On 2 separate occasions, men who worked there at the time were pushed by unseen hands down a flight of stairs.
Ooh.
And when they looked up to see who pushed them, there wasn't anybody there.
Okay.
I would hope that, like, I'd have been like, peace out, like, I'm done.
Bye!
Women who work at the bar also say that Lydia liked watering the plants, since sometimes when they go to water them, the soil's already damp as though they were just watered. And apparitions of Lydia have also been seen watering plants that no longer exist.
Oh, okay.
She is also seen as a full apparition sometimes, dressed in all white, seeming as though she's checking in on patrons.
Okay.
Once, the police were called about a commotion, but when they arrived, there wasn't anybody there. And then they saw a woman run up the stairs and into a crib room, only to find the room was empty when they entered it moments later.
Ugh, I don't like that.
They said that the winter months are more active, but they don't do a lot of tours in the winter, so maybe they're like, oh, there's nobody here, we can get out now.
Maybe.
There was a private tour, and a group of people saw a woman's shadow cross the hallway.
Ew.
Maybe it's like Peter Pan. It just got loose.
I don't like that.
Guests often see apparitions appearing behind the antiques on display.
Okay.
In a photo, it looks as though there's a man standing in the mirror, but the person taking the photo is a woman, and there was nobody else in the room.
Maybe he's starting with him, the man in the mirror.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it is.
Another photo shows a large orb following a tour guide that's dressed in period clothing.
Ugh,
There's another photo in the saloon that she like has her arms up over her head, like smiling, like she's putting her hands in the air, like she just don't care. And there's like an orb floating between her hands, and it's directly in front of a picture on the wall of a skull.
Ew.
Yeah, and I was like, that's creepy.
Yeah, no thanks. Pass. Next.
The last one that I have is the one I thought was the funniest.
Okay.
There is a picture of a tour guide standing in front of a podium.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, like the host station at like a restaurant.
Uh-huh.
And there's a fog-like thing in front of it.
Okay.
And I think it looks like a dick.
How old are you?
No, I'm gonna send it to you.
I could see it.
Like it had It's like the shaft.
Yeah, I could see it.
Like, and look where the tip of it's at. Like, where it would be behind that podium.
Yeah, but... I don't know.
Whenever I saw it, that's what I was like...
I also kind of think it looks like
like
a dog sitting.
No, it's not a dog.
Okay. You're right.
So that's the Red Onion Saloon.
Alright. Well, I really want to go to Alaska, but I don't want to stay there, so...
You can't stay there.
Oh, great. That's what I meant.
It's not a hotel.
Well. Cool. I really do want to go to Alaska. But you...
I want to see the Aurora Borealis.
Okay, can you just not be scientific about it?
I'm sorry, I want to see the Northern Lights because they're pretty.
Alright, well, if you have a haunting story about some ghost in a saloon...
Or any encounters with anything. Creepy guys, creepy women.
Did we tell our creepy story about creepy guys?
I don't think we have.
I think if we did, I'd edit it out. Anyway, we'll save that for another day.
That's a story. Heck, that's almost like a whole episode on its own.
Yeah, that's a bonus ep. For our Patreons, maybe. Anyway.
So you could go to patreon.com/in-reference-to.
And join our fam.
If you want to help us out. Yeah, join the family.
We're giving Heather homework here soon to make an out-of-context episode, maybe. Well, it'd be funniest moments, which would also be out of context, because...
I was on TikTok the other day. I know you don't have it downloaded.
I don't. I'm not a TikToker. I don't tick or talk.
And the one kid, he does like the big eye, like mouth Snapchat filter. And he said something about his nose holes, and I about freaking died.
Oh, man. I might need it just to watch that.
I can download it and send it to you.
Yeah, I just don't want another app on my phone. I'm so sick of apps.
I'll just download the ones I think are funny and just send them to you.
That works. You sent one to Joel and I today, and I didn't watch it.
What do you got for us next time?
Alright, next time we're going to talk about Heaven's Gate.
I'm probably never going to see it.
Gee, well, it's a cult.
Oh.
And,
I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Although, if there was a cult that you were going to join,
it'd probably be that one.
Probably would have been this one, because it deals with UFOs and aliens. You don't know about Heaven's Gate?
I feel like that sounds really familiar.
Marshall Applewhite?
That sounds like a weird drink.
Oh yeah, that's my new drink at my bar.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
No, wrong one. Although they ate applesauce.
That's Jonestown.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we'll talk about next time. And until then, you can follow us on Instagram at InReference2Podcast, on Twitter at InReference2.
Gmail.
Yep. You can follow us on Gmail. I don't know how, but I'm sure you could.
In reference2podcast@gmail.com.
Heather just wants friends. She's gotten one.
I got one.
Just one.
But I need another one.
We need several more. We need
several ones.
We'd love to do like a listeners episode and or like hometown murders, like, and that's why we drink, and my favorite murder do. My favorite murders were so funny because they started out as like hometown crimes, and now they're just like legit anything. So,
or if you have any like band stories.
Did you kiss the lead singer?
Oh, I wish.
Or as we mentioned before, you can join us. Well, not join us, but you can help support us at patreon.com/inreference2.
That sounds like a cult. Join us.
Join us. You can become part of Brody's cult, which is staring me down and making me take you outside. That's weird. Edit that out, Amanda. But on the note of Brody, if you need any furriness of dogs sleeping in your life, you can also follow him on Instagram at Brody the Shepherd Mix. And send prayers.
Because he's so handsome.
Send prayers that his...
Yeah, and hope that his poor little cough goes away.
Hopefully it goes away by the time this posts.
So Amanda can sleep.
Thank you. Yes. Ta-da!